Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026.
Staring down the barrel of February already.
We are. And usually when we sit down here, we are looking at, tech trends or geopolitical shifts or...
Some new scientific paper that claims to solve the energy crisis?
Exactly. But today, we are doing something a little different. We're looking at culture. Specifically, we're looking at the noise.
The organized noise, I'd say. Or maybe the curated chaos of the current moment.
It's a fair point. We have a stack of data here from the Radio Indie Alliance. Specifically, we're looking at the charts from their Spanish hub, a station and aggregator known as This Is Only Rock Radio.
Or TIORR for short.
TIORR, right. And before we even get into the bands, I feel like we need to set the scene here.
Yeah.
Why are we looking at a radio chart from Spain to understand the global vibe?
That is absolutely the right question to start with. See, in 2026, the whole concept of local radio has sort of it's evaporated for the indie scene. TIORR might be terrestrial in Spain, but it really functions as a global nerve center.
A nerve center. I like that.
They aren't just playing local tracks from Madrid or Barcelona. They're aggregating data from listeners, from requests, and this is the crucial part, from a platform called Groover.
Okay, let's unpack that. Groover. It sounds like a dance move from the 70s.
It does. Yeah.
But in this context, it's a pipeline, right?
It's exactly that. Groover is the mechanism. It's the platform where independent artists, bands in garages in Manchester, solo artists in their bedrooms in Chicago, punk rockers in Melbourne.
From all over.
All over. They submit their music directly to influencers and radio stations. So when we look at a Groover chart, we're seeing the raw feed.
We're seeing what's bubbling up from the ground floor.
We are seeing what the industry gatekeepers are actually picking up and approving, like right now, this second.
And then the TR charts, the TR 1, 2, and 3, that's the output.
Precisely. Those charts represent the airplay, the listener engagement, the heavy rotation list. So if Groover is the audition...
PRR is the main stage.
Exactly.
So my mission today is to figure out what that main stage sounds like. I don't want to just read a list of bands I've never heard of. I want to understand the vibe of January 2026.
The zeitgeist.
Yeah. What are people angry about? What are they celebrating? Because looking at these titles, it feels like we have some very conflicting emotions going on.
We absolutely do. It is a bit of a schizophrenic week in music, to be honest. But that's usually where the most interesting art comes from, right? From the friction between opposing ideas.
It seems like it. We have artists who are dominating multiple charts. I'm calling them the double dippers.
Good name for it.
We have smooth jazz remixes sitting right next to songs with titles that I definitely cannot say in front of my grandmother.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to those.
And we have 90s legends battling it out with kids who probably recorded their track on a laptop last week.
It is the indie ecosystem in a nutshell. It's a meritocracy of sound. If it catches the ear, it charts. It really doesn't matter if you're playing stadiums or you're playing in a basement. The song is king.
Okay, so let's dive into the heavy hitters then. The chart dominators. If you were listening to the Radio Indie Alliance this week, there is one name that you physically could not avoid.
You are talking about Blacklist Union.
I am absolutely talking about Blacklist Union. They are everywhere.
It's a full-on chart takeover. It's actually, it's pretty unusual.
What's so unusual about it? A band gets hot, they're all over the radio.
Well, it's a statistical anomaly in a way. Usually a band pushes one single. They put all their marketing budget, all their social media energy into one track to make it a hit.
Right. Get one song to stick.
Blacklist Union has 2 different songs hitting #1 on 2 different charts.
At the same time?
Simultaneously.
Okay. Walk me through the data on this because that does feel significant.
All right. So on the TRRR2 image chart, and that's the visual graphic, the thing they circulate on social media.
The one you'd see on Instagram or whatever.
That's the one. Blacklist Union is at #1 with a track called DYIN for You.
And we need to talk about the spelling there. DYIN with an apostrophe, no G. And then for you, using the number 4 and the letter U.
It stands out, doesn't it? It catches your eye on the list.
It feels urgent or maybe a little retro. It gives me like early 2000s text-speak vibes or maybe a Prince homage.
I think it's a bit of both. It's certainly a stylistic choice that carries a lot of meaning.
How so?
Well, in design theory and typography, when you drop letters or use numbers, you're signaling speed and informality.
Okay.
If they wrote dying for you with proper grammar, it looks like a ballad. Looks like a poem from the 19th century.
Right, it looks polite, a little too clean for rock and roll.
Exactly. But DY on 4U, that looks like a text message sent at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it does.
It signals to the listener, this is raw, this is unpolished, this is happening right now. It sort of lowers the barrier to entry. It tells you not to take it too seriously on an intellectual level, but to feel the desperation.
It feels messy in a very deliberate rock and roll kind of way.
Precisely. And then, that's not even the whole story. You flip over to the TIORR3 chart, and who's at number 1?
Let me guess. Blacklist Union again.
Blacklist Union again, with a song called Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke. Okay, so we have dying and we have smoke.
You see it, right? Thematic consistency.
Yeah, that's a clear brand.
And that is how you build a brand in 2026. You don't just release songs. You release an atmosphere. You release a mood.
And their mood is destruction.
Blacklist Union is clearly selling a high-octane, destructive, burnout aesthetic. They are tapping into a very specific mood of the mid-20s, this feeling of volatility.
It sounds loud. I mean, just reading the title Up in Smoke, I can hear the distorted guitars. I can almost smell the burning rubber.
And that is the goal, isn't it? If a listener can hear your song just by reading the title on a chart, you have already won half the battle for their attention.
Now, speaking of winning battles, the next heavy hitter on this list is selling the exact opposite of volatility.
Ugh.
They're selling cool detachment, and it's a name I actually recognize, which I gotta say gave me a nice hit of nostalgia.
The Dandy Warhols.
I did a double take when I saw this. Bohemian like you, not if you were the last junkie on Earth. I mean, these guys are indie royalty. They've been around since, what, the mid-90s?
1994, out of Portland, Oregon. They are absolute veterans of the scene.
And here they are, January 2026, topping the TIORR 1 flagship chart, which is basically the most important list in this whole stack.
The A-list.
With a song called Kiss Off.
There's something really validating about seeing a legacy act like the Dandy Warhols on the same list as all these newcomers.
What do you mean by validating?
It legitimizes the chart. If a chart is only filled with unknown bands, it can feel like a niche echo chamber.
Like no one outside that little bubble is listening?
Exactly. But when you see the Dandy Warhols at number 1, it tells you that the indie label isn't just for beginners. It's for anyone operating with that independent spirit at any stage of their career.
That makes sense. But let's talk about the title itself, Kiss Off.
It is classic Dandy Warhols, isn't it?
It really is. It just screams cool detachment.
A kiss off is a dismissal. It's saying, get lost.
Yeah.
But they've always managed to do that with a smirk.
It's not angry.
No, they're just
Oh.
cooler than you. That's that effortless cool that they built their entire career on. They aren't trying too hard. They're just telling you to get lost and somehow making it sound incredibly catchy while they do it. That's a good way to put it.
So we see him at number 3 on the main TIORR1 chart, and then he's also at number 4 on the Emerging Artists chart.
Which is a fascinating bridge to cross.
It is, right. Usually you're one or the other. You're emerging, meaning you're unknown and breaking through, or you've arrived and you're on the main chart.
Mark Valentine is basically saying, why not both?
How does that even happen? Is it just a glitch in the matrix?
I think in the streaming era, emerging is a much more nebulous term. It doesn't necessarily mean new. It means trending upwards.
Okay.
Mark Valentine is in that perfect sweet spot where the discovery algorithms, that Groover pipeline we talked about, are pushing him because he feels fresh. But the terrestrial radio listeners on TIORR are also requesting him because the song is just that catchy.
He's firing on both cylinders.
Exactly. He's got the algorithm and the audience at the same time.
And the track is You Are the Jet.
You are the jet. What does that evoke for you?
Speed, propulsion, power. But also, it's weirdly complimentary. It's not about him, it's about me.
Yes, it's propulsive. Rock radio has always loved songs about movement, cars, highways running away. Jet implies speed, power, and maybe a little bit of luxury. It's an anthem.
But the phrasing is key.
The phrasing is everything. Notice, you are the jet. It isn't I am the jet, it's you.
That's a really smart psychological hook. It makes the listener the hero of the song.
It's incredibly smart. It's an external affirmation. The singer is telling you, you are the motive force, you are the power. It fits perfectly on driving playlist. It's this blast of positive energy, which really stands out against some of the darker themes we're seeing elsewhere on the chart.
Okay, so we have the polish of the Dandy Warhols and the positive hook of Mark Valentine. But rock and roll historically isn't just about being cool or positive.
No, not at all.
It's about attitude. It's about aggression. And looking at these lists, Man, there is some serious attitude this week.
There certainly is. The punk ethos is alive and well in 2026.
I feel like we need a parental advisory warning for this segment, but hey, we're just reading the news, folks.
We are reporting the facts as they appear on the Radio Indie Alliance feed.
So I'm looking at the TIORR2 chart, specifically number 3. The band is Zebrax.
Zebrax. With 2 X's.
And the song is titled Run, Motherfucker, Run.
It doesn't get much more direct than that.
Really doesn't. You know, in pop music, you get metaphors. You get like, I'm walking away. In indie rock, you get run, motherfucker, run.
It is visceral. That's the word that immediately comes to mind. It isn't soft. It implies a chase scene. It implies danger. It's got this horror movie energy.
But you think there's a strategy there, beyond just being shocking?
Oh, absolutely. We call it signaling or filtering. By titling your song Run, Motherfucker, Run, you are explicitly telling the Light FM crowd, the people who want background music for their dinner party.
This is not for you.
Exactly. You are deliberately shrinking your potential audience to deepen the connection with your actual audience.
So the people who do click play are the ones who want that aggression. They're self-selecting.
They're all in. You're planting a flag in the ground. You are saying, this is for the late night crowd, this is for the lockers, this is for the people who are feeling angry or hunted.
Yeah.
It limits your audience in one way, but it makes the people who do listen feel like they are part of an exclusive club.
And it stand out. If I'm scanning a list of 50 songs, my eye stops on that one.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
And in the attention economy of the streaming age, stopping the eye is half the battle.
Okay, then we have another one that made me laugh out loud. Number 2 on TIORR3. The band is the Rartel. The song, No Dickhead Policy.
A rule to live by?
It sounds like a sign that's been hanging behind a dive bar counter for 30 years.
It probably is. But if we connect this to the bigger picture of the punk and indie ethos, it's actually a really common and important theme.
How so? And No Dickhead Policy.
Well, punk has always been about community, but it's also been about policing that community to keep it safe and fun. Think about the Dead Kennedys playing Nazi punks fuck off.
Okay, right.
Or just the unspoken rules of the mosh pit. If someone falls down, you pick them up. No Dickhead Policy is the modern, slightly more humorous version of that exact same idea. It's a song about boundaries.
It's basically saying, we are all here to have a good time together, so don't be the one to ruin it.
Exactly. It's direct social commentary. It's a call for civility, but it's delivered with a snarl.
I love that. A call for civility delivered with a snarl. That should be the tagline for the entire station.
We're seeing a lot of this high-octane energy. Look at TRR3 again. Number 6, or number 1, if you look at the text variation, is an artist named Tommy Gunn.
Tommy Gunn. And the song is Balltearer.
All caps.
Yeah.
Balltearer.
Balltearer! Now, I'm not sure if Tommy Gunn is Australian, but that sounds like classic Aussie slang.
It is. I had to look it up.
What does it mean? I'm almost afraid to ask.
No, it just means something intense, something really, really great, a ripper. If a cricket match is super exciting, it's a ball-tearer.
Oh.
If a party is wild, it's a ball-tearer.
So if a song is fast, hard, and loud...
It's a ball-tearer.
Oh, wow.
Certainly, it's a mosh pit-friendly track. The all-caps stylization confirms it. You don't type ball-tearer in lowercase. It demands to be shouted from a stage.
And then, keeping with this aggressive but stylish vibe, Gypsy Pistoleros.
Number 6 on the main TRR1 chart.
With the song Dark Fairy Tales.
The name Gypsy Pistoleros alone paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I immediately see, I don't know, sleaze glam, maybe some flamenco guitars mixed with giant Marshall stacks.
Exactly what I was thinking. It evokes a spaghetti western directed by someone from the 80s Sunset Strip. It's theatrical.
And the title, Dark Fairy Tales, suggests they're taking something familiar and twisting it. It's not Cinderella. It's something much, much grittier.
It's pure theater. And that's a huge part of rock radio's appeal. It's not just the sound, it's the theater of the mind. You see the makeup, the leather, the drama, just from reading the band name and the song title on a list.
Speaking of theater and total surprises, we need to talk about the curveball of the week.
Ah, yes. The smooth jazz incident.
Sauce. The smooth jazz incident. So I'm reading the TIRR2 chart. And remember, the station is called This Is Only Rock Radio.
The name is pretty explicit.
It is. And at number 2, right below Blacklist Union and DYN4U, is an artist called My Paris Music featuring Carl Cox.
A living legend.
And the track is called I Love Me Too, Smooth Jazz Remix.
It just stops you in your tracks when you're reading the list.
Okay, explain this to me. Carl Cox, he's the three-deck wizard, right? Techno, house music, Ibiza. He is a giant of electronic music. What is he doing on a smooth jazz track on an indie rock chart?
That right there is the fascinating collision of worlds we are seeing in 2026. Carl Cox is a titan. Seeing him featured here shows that the boundaries of what indie means are incredibly porous right now.
So indie doesn't just mean guitar rock anymore.
Not at all. I think it means independent spirit. And let's be honest, getting a smooth jazz remix to climb to #2 on a dedicated rock chart, that's subversive in its own way.
It's the ultimate punk move, playing jazz to a bunch of rockers. Precisely. It disrupts the flow. Imagine the playlist. You are listening to Run Motherfucker Run, your heart rate is up, you're ready to fight, and then suddenly a smooth jazz remix comes on. It forces you to completely reset.
It speaks to the playlist generation, doesn't it? Our personal tastes are all over the place.
It absolutely does. People don't stay in one lane anymore. Your personal Spotify playlist probably goes from Metallica to Miles Davis to Taylor Swift without you even blinking. The charts are finally starting to reflect that beautiful chaos. The gatekeepers are basically saying, if it's good, we play it. Genre be damned.
We're also seeing some international flavor mixing in, specifically when it comes to language. On the Groover chart, #3 is El Cantado with Gritar,
featuring Ederfak and Tuxua.
Now, gritar, my high school Spanish is a little rusty, but that means to scream, right?
He does, to scream or to shout,
Yeah.
which is incredibly fitting for a rock station.
Totally.
Even if the lyrics are in Spanish, the emotion, the scream is universal.
And since this station, TIORR, is based in Spain, it makes perfect sense to see local heavyweights mixing it up with all the Anglophone acts.
It's crucial that they do. It reminds us this isn't just a UK scene. Rock is global. The scene in Madrid, in Barcelona, is clearly thriving. And with digital distribution, a band like El Cantado can compete directly with a band from London or New York on the same platform.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. We've had the aggression, we've had the jazz surprise. Now I want to look at the atmosphere of some of these songs. There's a weirdly specific trend I noticed on these charts, sci-fi.
Ah, the futurists. The space rock contingent.
Yes, look at TIORR3, #7, a band called White Room Nightmare with a song called Space Cadet.
And you can compare that directly to the Groover chart, #5, a band named Transgalactica.
Transgalactica. That is a band name that tells you exactly what they sound like.
Absolutely. Space rock. Synthesizers. Big echoing reverb. You can hear it already.
But look at the titles together. Space Cadet has a history, right? I mean, it immediately makes you think of Bowie.
Bowie, obviously, is the touchstone. But Space Cadet is also a kind of derogatory term for someone who's disconnected, their head is in the clouds.
Right.
In 2026, that feels incredibly relevant. We're all a bit disconnected. We're all staring at our screens, lost in the digital cloud. The song could be about that alienation.
And then, Why Are You Afraid of Progress from Transgalactica feels like a direct challenge to that very disconnection.
It does. It sounds like a question posed by an AI in a movie.
It does. Why are you afraid of progress, human? I am only here to help you.
It suggests these bands are actively grappling with the future. We're in the mid-20s now. AI, automation, it's all accelerating.
Yeah.
Why are you afraid of progress sounds like a critique of our technological anxiety. It's asking the listener, why are you holding back? Jump in. The water's fine.
It's smart. It's cerebral rock music. It's for the listeners who want to ponder the singularity while they nod their heads.
Which balances out the ball tier energy really nicely.
Yeah.
You need the thinkers and the fighters on the same station for it to feel complete.
That's a great transition to the next group I want to discuss, the storytellers. Because for every high-energy, futuristic track, there's a song on here that feels like it's trying to tell a deeper, maybe sadder, more human story.
The emotional core of the chart.
Let's look at TR1 again. #5. Katie Kelly and the Interruption with a song called When We Were Young.
A classic rock trope.
It is. We just talked about Space Cadet looking forward into the future. This is looking directly into the past.
Nostalgia is a powerful drug in rock music. It always has been, especially since rock has been around for so long now. When we were young implies a loss of innocence. It implies that where we are now is complicated. Where we were was simple and pure.
It contrasts so sharply with the aggression we saw earlier. This feels like a ballad, something reflective.
And look just a few spots up. At #2 on that same chart, Papa Satch with The Long Road.
The Long Road.
Again, the journey metaphor. This is deep in blues rock territory, or classic rock ballad territory. It suggests weariness, experience, wisdom earned the hard way.
Sliffs. Yeah, you don't write a song called The Long Road if you're 18 years old.
No, you write, you are the jet when you're 18. You ride the long road when you've been on the tour bus for 20 years and seen a thing or two.
It's true, and that diversity is what makes listening to the full chart a journey in itself. You get the youthful, explosive energy and the veteran wisdom side by side. There's also some really deep introspection here. Frank Joshua at number 8 on TIORR 1 with Passionate Eye.
Now that's an evocative title, Passionate Eye. Is it about observation? Is it about being an artist? Or maybe something darker, like voyeurism?
It feels intimate, like a quiet song about watching the world from a window.
And then compare that to Mindless Hope on the TIORR 3 chart with Infinite Blue.
Infinite Blue. I love that title. It's so poetic.
It's incredibly expansive.
Okay.
But what kind of blue are we talking about? Is it the blue of the sky on a perfect day? The deep blue of the ocean?
Or is it a mood, like feeling blue? Infinite Blue could be a beautiful description of a deep depression.
Or a perfect summer day? That ambiguity is what makes for good lyrics. But given the band name, Mindless Hope, I suspect there's a tension there. A struggle between the hope in their name and the blue in their song.
Then we have Numb Surprise, which is a great band name.
It's a perfect oxymoron.
It is. If you're numb, how can you be surprised? They're at number 9 on TIORR 1 with What Is Due. But, and here's where it gets interesting, on the text version of that same chart, they're listed with a completely different song called A Forest.
A Forest. That is a very famous song by The Cure. I wonder if it's a cover.
Oh, that would be interesting. The Cure certainly fits the whole numb surprise vibe.
It really does. But What Is Due sounds heavy. It sounds karmic. Paying what is due. It sounds like a reckoning is coming.
So we have reckoning, nostalgia, introspection.
And all of it coexisting.
And then we have the topic that I think defines this week's charts more than any other. This is my favorite thing I found in the research. I'm calling it the friendship paradox.
Ah, yes, the dichotomy. This is a good one.
This perfectly encapsulates the entire range of the indie scene in 2 songs. We have 2 tracks on 2 different lists that give us 2 completely opposite views on the state of friendship in 2026.
Okay, walk us through it. Lay it out.
Okay, so in the blue corner, representing optimism, joy, and connection. On the emerging artists chart, at number 1, we have an artist named Girl with a Hawk.
Great name. Very visual.
With the song, I'm in Love with My Friends.
Beautiful. Simple and beautiful.
It's so wholesome. It sounds like a pure celebration of platonic love, you know, being young, being with your crew, just loving life. It's the anthem of the night out, the group hug, the I love you guys moment at 2 in the morning.
It's pure dopamine. It's about connection.
Exactly. And then in the red corner, representing existential dread and alienation, here we go. On the Groover chart, number 4, the band is Year of the Dog, all caps, of course.
Of course.
And the song is My Friends Want to Die.
Oof. Yeah. That's a gut punch.
Talk about a mood whiplash from I'm in love with my friends to my friends want to die.
That is the entire spectrum of the human experience right there in 2 song titles. It's incredible.
I mean, what does that say about this moment in time?
It's dark, but it's real. The indie scene reflects reality, and the reality of 2026 is that people fluctuate between those 2 states constantly, sometimes in the same day.
Right.
Sometimes you love your friends and life is great. Sometimes you look around and everyone is struggling, everyone is anxious, everyone is burnt out.
My friends want to die sounds like a cry for help, or maybe a very cynical observation of a generation's mental health.
It reminds me of that 90s slack rock cynicism, or even modern emo. It's brutally blunt. It's not hiding the pain behind metaphors. It's the doomer mindset set to music.
But seeing them both chart in the same week, it's kind of poetic.
It is. It shows that the radio, or at least this corner of it, isn't just one mood. It's not just party time. It's also, I'm worried about my friends' time. The fact that both of these are hitting top spots means the audience is feeling both of those things deeply.
And while we're on that emerging list, which Girl with a Hawk is topping, there are some other gems here. This list often feels like a crystal ball for what's going to be on the main chart next month.
It's a very strong list this week. A lot of potential here.
Evan Olsen is at number 3 with The Music Biz.
A meta song. A song about the thing he's trying to succeed in.
Right. Writing a song about the music business while you're trying to break into the music business on an emerging chart, that is a bold move.
It's usually a vent track. You know, complaining about the hustle, the terrible streaming rates, playing to empty venues. It's an artist venting their frustration at the machine that they're a part of.
Or maybe it's satirical, taking a shot at the absurdity of it all.
Could be. But notice, on the text variation of that list, Evan Olsen is listed with a different song, Quit Pushing Me Away.
Ah, so maybe the music biz is the one that's pushing him away.
Maybe. The narrative fits perfectly, doesn't it? I'm trying to make it in the music biz, but the music biz keeps pushing me away.
Then we also have the Peppermint Kicks at number 6 on the emerging list.
With a song called #1 Record.
The irony is it's perfect.
Major irony. Here they are sitting at number 6, singing about having a #1 record.
It's manifesting. They're trying to use The Secret to power their way to the top of the charts.
Or, and this is the indie nerd take, it could be a tribute to Big Star's album #1 Record.
Oh, good catch.
That was a seminal power pop album from the 70s that ironically sold very poorly at the time, but went on to influence basically every indie band for the next 40 years.
That wouldn't make a lot of sense for an indie band. The deep cut reference that only some of the fans will get.
But I do love the self-fulfilling prophecy angle. We were going to sing about having a #1 record until we actually have one.
And then rounding out that vibe, we have Salvation Row with High Plains at number 7.
That fits with the Jitsi Pistoleros vibe we talked about earlier. That Americana, Western imagery, vast open landscapes. High Plains sounds cinematic.
It does. You can almost hear the wind blowing in the title. It grounds the chart. We have songs about outer space, we have songs about the city, and now we have a song about the plains.
And this emerging list is crucial. Girl with a Hawk is already at #1 here. She's next in line for the main TIORR 1 chart. You should watch that space.
We've touched on this a couple of times, the difference between the image charts and the text lists that we have. I want to dive a little deeper into that because it reveals some really interesting deep cuts that you might otherwise miss.
Yeah, let's explain that for everyone listening.
Yeah.
The source material we have provided 2 different snapshots for some of these lists. We have the visual charts, the JPEGs that get shared on Instagram.
The finished product.
Right, but we also have a text dump of the data. And they don't always match up perfectly.
Which implies what? That the charts are moving so fast that the graphics can't even keep up?
That's one possibility. Or that there are different programming blocks. Maybe the morning drive chart is slightly different from the late night chart. Or the text list includes streaming data that wasn't counted when they finalized the image. Whatever the reason, it shows a very dynamic, living system.
Let's look at some of the songs that popped up in these variations. A band called Vinyl Floor.
Great name. Very evocative. I picture old records, a dusty room.
They appeared at number 10 on the image version of TIORR 2 with the song called Mr. Rubinstein, single edit. But on the text version of the TIORR 1 list, they were all the way up at number 2.
Wow. That is a huge jump from the bottom of one chart to the top of another.
And Mr. Rubinstein, it sounds like a character study, like the Beatles' Eleanor Rigby or Counting Crows' Mr. Jones.
Who is Mr. Rubinstein? We need to know his story. The single edit tag also suggests the original album track might be much longer, maybe a proggier song. The edit is what makes it radio-friendly.
Then there's Chucky Trading Co.
They're listed with Blood Diamond at number 3 on Image Tier 1, but then with White Widow at number 6 on the Text Tier 1 list.
Blood Diamond and White Widow.
Do you see the pattern? Consistent branding.
They definitely stick to a theme, don't they? Illicit goods, dangerous trade, things you shouldn't have.
White Widow is a famous, very potent strain of cannabis. Blood Diamond is, of course, a conflict gem. They are playing with these taboo, dangerous topics. They're building a whole world for their band that feels illicit and exciting.
It's so cinematic. You know exactly what you're getting into with a band called Chucky Trading Co. just by reading their song titles.
And then one of my favorites from the text list, a band called Drugs in Sport.
Another absolutely incredible band name.
It grabs you immediately. It sounds like a newspaper headline from the 80s. They're at number 8 on Image TIORR 3 with a song called Frequently Sideways.
Which honestly describes my life perfectly. How's your week going? Oh, you know, frequently sideways.
But then, on the text version of TIORR 2, they're all the way up at number 2 with a different song. Embrace Absurdity.
Embrace absurdity. That feels like a command for the modern era, a life philosophy.
It does. And it fits the Frequently Sideways theme perfectly, too. If life is constantly going sideways, if everything is chaotic and makes no sense, what's your only option?
You have to embrace the absurdity of it all.
It's a very stoic philosophy for an indie band with a name like Drugs in Sport.
I feel like Drugs in Sport is a band that doesn't take itself too seriously on the surface, but probably plays seriously good music.
That's usually the best kind, isn't it?
Before we wrap up, I just want to rapid fire a few more of these band names that really stood out to me, because the naming conventions this week are just wild.
Okay, hit me.
Otherworldly Entity.
Number 10 on Image TIORR 1, and the song is Hunger.
Otherworldly Entity, playing a song called Hunger. It sounds like the plot of a sci-fi horror movie.
The Blob. The Thing. It's got a real creature feature vibe. It's menacing.
Okay, then we have the Kefa Arsman Experiment.
Number 8 on Image TIORR 2. And the song is Live Free, Die Free.
The experiment part of the name implies it's a solo project or something avant-garde. But Live Free, Die Free sounds like a libertarian political anthem.
We're a biker anthem. It's very Born to be Wild. It's about freedom at all costs, no compromise.
And finally, Conrad Noto's American Sound Crew.
Number 10 on the Text TIORR 2 list. The song is Voodoo Shadows.
Conrad Noto's American Sound Crew. That is a mouthful. It sounds like the credits sequence of a 70s film.
It sounds established. It sounds like a review. Like they should be playing a long-term residency in Vegas or a dusty roadhouse somewhere. It implies a big band, a whole crew.
And Voodoo Shadows fits that swamp rock Creedence Clearwater Revival vibe perfectly.
He does. The name and the title work together perfectly.
So we have covered a lot of ground here. We've been from Spain to outer space. We've seen smooth jazz sit next to punk rock. We've analyzed the friendship paradox and the philosophy of embracing absurdity.
It's been quite a journey through the airwaves.
If you had to summarize the sonic landscape of January 27, 2026, based on everything we see on these charts, what's the headline?
I think the headline is Coexistence.
Okay. Say more about that.
You have the Dead Daisies, who we saw on the Groover list at number 1 with a live track, and the Danny Warhols, these veteran rockers coexisting peacefully with Zebrax and Girl with a Hawk. You have legacy acts proving they still matter and brand new acts proving they belong on the same stage.
And you have the genres blending. It's not just the generations.
Exactly. You can't pin this chart down. It's not just rock music. It's jazz rock, it's space rock, it's punk, glam, power pop, indie. The walls between genres are completely down. The Radio Indie Alliance is basically saying, if it rocks, it plays.
And rocks is a very flexible term here.
It's extremely flexible. I think it's more of an attitude than a specific sound. No dickhead policy rocks because of its conviction. I love Me Too, smooth jazz remix, rocks because of its sheer audacity.
I love that. The attitude is the unifying thread through all of this.
It is. Whether it's the dark cynicism of My Friends Want to Die or the pure joy of I'm in love with my friends, it's all delivered with an unfiltered conviction. And that, I think, is what indie music really is.
And that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. We always like to leave you with something to chew on.
We do.
I just keep coming back to that contrast. Girl with a Hawk versus Year of the Dog.
The friendship paradox.
In a world of increasing digital connection, I mean, we are more connected in 2026 than we have ever been in human history. Does our music reflect our love for our friends, or does it reflect our shared anxieties?
It's a great question, and it's probably not an either-or answer. But when you put your headphones on this week, ask yourself, which of those two tracks defines your week? Are you in the I'm in love with my friends camp? Are you feeling that joy and that connection?
Or are you feeling the my friends want to die vibe? The worry, the anxiety for the people around you?
Or maybe you're just somewhere in the middle, doing your best to just embrace absurdity.
I think most of us are just trying to embrace the absurdity.
I think you're right about that.
Hey, thank you for taking this deep dive with us. This was a really fun one.
Always a pleasure. There's so much good music out there if you know where to look.
There really is. And we encourage you, don't just listen to us talk about it. Go look up these lists, Radio Indie Alliance, TIORR, find Zebrax, find Mark Valentine, find Girl with a Hawk, give them a listen, support the ecosystem.
Be the jet.
Be the jet. I love it. We will see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Stay curious.
Bye for now.